crooks getting instant karma to leaving empty-handed and embarrassed, welcome to the moments when a robbery doesn't go as planned. Undercover cop. Police set up a sting operation to catch some dealers. But to their surprise, when the undercover cop told the guy she had the money for the drugs, he didn't whip out any illegal substances. Instead, he pulled out a gun and demanded the money. The cop handed over her purse, and just when the guy decided to leave, he was greeted by armed officers. The tough guy quickly turned into a crying baby, saying he was forced to do this. How to drive. This crook managed to carjack an SUV, with his accomplice driving off in their original car. The owner walked away helplessly, so the crook thought he was home free. Wrong. Turns out he had no idea how to drive this SUV. He even called out for the owner to help him, like the owner was going to show him how to steal his car. After several failed attempts to drive off, the police finally showed up and took him in. Imagine his accomplice waiting, wondering where the new loot was. In air. A junkyard's forklift operator foiled a car theft by doing what he does best. He forklifted the car 20 feet up in the air and only lowered it down only when cops showed up. Even they were amazed by this unusual way of stopping a suspect. Bong defense. A group of robbers decided to hit a cannabis store run by a couple, using bear spray as their weapon. But the man defended his turf with a special weapon they never saw coming, a bong. He managed to fend them off and lock the door. The bong got damaged in the process, but I guess he will keep it as a souvenir. Hot water? Robbing a house in broad daylight? Bad idea. This guy learned it the hard way when he got a face full of hot water from someone cooking inside. He and his accomplice probably made a quick run, probably to the burn unit after that painful encounter. Knife battle. This kid thought he could rob a store with a knife, but the shirtless manager had other plans. The manager showed off a knife so big he didn't even need to leave the counter to threaten the kid. After handing over his knife, the would-be robber, who expected to walk out with money and snacks, left in shame, thoroughly outclassed. Meanwhile, the manager casually went back to whatever he was watching on his phone. Bike gone. A group of friends was just strolling down the street when they spotted a robber. One girl quickly tossed her bag over a random gate and slid her phone away. The robber managed to grab valuables from the rest of the group, but just as he was about to make his getaway, a car rammed his bike. He managed to hop off just in time, but now he's on foot with a bunch of really angry people chasing him. Good luck with that, buddy. Super Granny. Never mess with this granny chilling on her porch. When a robber tried to grab her phone, she was quick to react. Not only did she save her phone, but she also snagged the robber's helmet. Sure, her helmet swings were a bit off, but she landed the last throw. Wrong place. This guy walks in for a quick chat with the receptionist, but he's actually there to rob the place. As he jumps over to get to her, she runs inside and he follows. But wait, why is he running back out? Oh, he really picked a jiu-jitsu academy as his target while the guys were training? Now that's a well-constructed plan for his own destruction. Sturdy glass. Armed with sledgehammers, these wannabe robbers thought they could scare off the employees and smash their way through. But they didn't count on one thing: the glass. I mean, with the force they were using, they could have broken concrete. But this glass, it wasn't budging. Best investment that shop owner ever made. Moving truck. Some people really think they are in Mission Impossible, pulling off dangerous stunts. One guy managed to cling to a moving truck after cutting the lock. But the other two on the bike, they crashed when the truck suddenly slowed down. The guy on the truck looked back at his buddies and decided to abort the mission. The way he got down? Clearly not his first rodeo. tattooed face. A couple spotted a guy trying to open a minivan in broad daylight. They thought it was the owner who forgot the keys inside. One bystander even went to offer help, but quickly realized this man was up to no good, trying to break the window to get a tablet left in the car. The good news? The guy couldn't open the car, and his face tattoos made it easy for him to be identified and arrested. Glass door. Two masked guys enter a store, with one of them waving around a machete. He demands money from the cashier while stuffing his pockets with candy. Another guy, who was in the store before them, pleads with the cashier to just give them the money and get them out of there. Seizing an opportunity, he grabs a bottle to attack one of the robbers and bolts out of the store. He tries to lock the robber inside, and a passerby joins to help. The suspect attempts to take another guy hostage, but the store owner thinks he's an accomplice too. The robber tries to break the glass, but a bystander shoves a chair into the hole to prevent his escape. Though the police took forever to arrive, the robbers eventually escaped through the bathroom window, but hey, at least they didn't get any cash. Screaming Uber. This French guy tried to shove something up an Uber driver's nose, but when he failed, his partner joined in. Not sure what she was trying to do, but they both gave up on their tactics when the driver took them for a dangerous joyride, screaming like a maniac. It worked. So, excellent defensive tactic. Escape foiled. These bank robbers were almost successful, with one guy walking out with 2 bags full of cash. But their escape plan got foiled when special forces rammed their bikes with a car. They tried to run, but the plainclothes officers were too quick. Who doesn't love it when the authorities show up on time? Rough town. This gas station employee was getting robbed, and another man nearby didn't care and minded his own business while the employee took care of hers. She soaked the suspect in gasoline to make him leave her alone. Not that she needed it, but a little help would have been nice, right? Awkward robbery. This guy walking into a nail salon will make you cringe with second-hand embarrassment. Hand inside his bag like he has some kind of a weapon there, he demands money from everyone. But the people? They just ignore him like he isn't even there. The cashier keeps talking on the phone, and the girls just sit there, not giving a damn, except for one who gets up and goes out. But even she doesn't run away. She just stands there. The guy, awkwardly realizing nobody is afraid of him, just walks out. He'll probably have nightmares about this one. Gasoline weapon. Trying to rob a man who is peacefully filling up gas in his car might not sound like a bad idea to crooks until the man decides to shower the suspects with gasoline. They all run back to their sketchy van, and the guy even manages to get some gas in their car. Roles reversal. This guy was acting all gangster, intimidating the store clerk with a big knife, but this woman just grabbed the knife by the sharp part and managed to take it from him. She then went full Michael Myers mode to chase him out of the store. The suspect is lucky he managed to escape that last chop, otherwise that would have been deadly. Behind you. A peaceful cab ride took a terrifying turn for an elderly man when his passenger whipped out a gun and demanded money. The poor driver was breaking down in fear, but soon it was the robber who'd be crying behind bars because he didn't realize a cop car had been parked behind them the whole time. The hyperventilating driver checked the side mirror, saw the cop, and with relief in his voice, told the guy there was a cop coming. Easy catch for the officer, and for this driver, that cop will always be the hero. Pharmacy visitors. Armed with a knife, this guy makes his way behind the cash counter of a pharmacy. The poor clerk, frightened for his life, holds up a chair to defend himself. Just as the robber tries to take out money, 3 off-duty officers show up with guns drawn. The robber drops his knife, but continues taking money out of the register. Was he in disbelief that the police were there, or just thought, if he takes it, he keeps it, even after being arrested? Purse thief. This thief sneaks into a car while the owner is filling up on gas and steals her purse. But one scream from a bystander startles him so much he rides straight into a wall. The owner still has no idea what happened until the Good Samaritan, with an effective scream, fills her in. Wrong spray. This guy checking out a gold chain at a jewelry store had a different plan to pay for it. He pulls out some kind of spray and sprays it directly in the eyes of both employees. Either he brought the wrong spray or these guys were just too tough. One employee leaps over the counter and out of the shop to trap the guy inside while the other keeps a firm hold on him. You can tell his eyes are hurting, but he still managed to keep his hands grasping the thief, only letting go one hand to retrieve the stolen chain. Slick employee. This woman, working alone in a bakery, surrendered when a robber started terrorizing the shop. While he was looking for something more, the worker casually slipped out the door. But she wasn't running away, she lowered the shutter to trap the guy inside. The guy made desperate attempts to open it up, but failed. He tried to block the entrance with a cabinet in case the police tried to come in. Using a fire extinguisher, he managed to break a window to get free, only to be arrested by cops already waiting outside for him. Cpen Knife. 3 guys walk into a store acting like regular customers. When one guy decides to jump the counter, the Sikh shopkeeper reaches into his jacket, startling the robbers. They probably expected no resistance. And you might think he's going to pull out a gun, but instead, it's a Cpen, a ceremonial knife that Sikhs carry for religious purposes. One of the robbers had a knife too, but no guts. The shopkeeper then grabs a cricket bat, scaring them off. These wannabe gangsters didn't stand a chance against a Sikh with a Cpen and a bat. Visiting dentist. 2 guys entered a dental clinic. When the receptionist came to the desk to get them an appointment, they whipped out knives and forced everyone into the dental surgery room. The patient also got off the dental chair and lay down on the floor. Little did they know he was actually a police officer. So when one of the guys tried to rob him, he reacted. A scuffle started, but when the officer showed his gun, the guy came to his senses and complied. The other guy resisted for a few moments, but the police officer overpowered him. How unlucky do you have to be to pick the day and time when a police officer is in the house? Machete versus gun. Never bring a sword to a gunfight, right? Well, maybe that needs to change, because when this guy tried to rob a store with a gun, the owner fought back with a machete. He even chased him down. 9-year-old robber. This 9-year-old must have been watching too many movies, thinking he could rob a jewelry shop. But not on this person's watch, or should I say watches. When the kid put his replica gun on the counter, the guy just walked over, grabbed the boy by the neck, and guided him out of the store. Trapped burglar. This burglar had a creative way to enter a store, but the owner, fed up with all the break-ins, had already cleared everything out. So the guy decides to go for a door, thinking he might find something there, but it's a trap door. Now he's locked in a hot corridor with 3 doors that won't open no matter how hard he tries. He was locked up even before getting arrested. Bad time. 3 guys walk into a store and announce a robbery, but they really should have checked their surroundings first. A police officer was already in the store and quickly drew his gun. The 2 robbers in the back fled, but the one in front knew he couldn't outrun bullets and wisely complied to be taken behind bars. Veteran cab driver. This Uber driver picks up his passenger, but another guy also joins in the front passenger seat. He demands money, a wallet, and all valuables. But this driver is an army vet who has served in wars. A handgun won't be enough to scare him. He gives the guy nothing, and when he starts driving off, the crook just escapes from the car empty-handed. Now, This is the type of driver we all wish to end up with when ordering Uber. Mighty Mop. Mops aren't just for cleaning floors. Turns out masked bandits armed with machetes run from them too. This shop owner manages to keep them out of the store, wielding his mighty mop, while his son provides backup with a hockey stick. That was too much for the crooks to handle. Carjacking attempt. This car erratically swerves into the lane of our POV dashcam car, but the driver, wanting no road rage at this time of night, just manages his distance. But at the exit with a single lane, the car just stops, and outstep the bandits. Realizing they're going to carjack him, the driver floors the gas pedal and drives through the side of the car, taking their car door with him. No wonder why cars are considered the biggest weapon on the road. Vacuum cleaner. Sometimes you don't need big rifles or machetes to fend off robbers. A vacuum cleaner can do the job. This would-be robber, armed with a baseball bat, couldn't keep up with the employee's vacuum cleaner defense and ended up leaving. Abort mission. Watching this sight on your doorbell camera can be one of the most frightening things to experience. But these robbers' plans were foiled as the homeowner inside was ready for them with a weapon of his own. Axe. This store employee wasn't about to let a robber intimidate her, so she grabs an axe and starts swinging, even though he had a gun pointed at her. Talk about fearless. Sleeping monster. A weapon doesn't make you a successful robber, a good plan does. And for this guy, checking surroundings wasn't part of the plan. The guy relaxing in the back just smacked the machete out of his hand and then gave him a lesson on why one should not try to rob. Unplanned Reveal. To hide their identity, people wear different types of masks, but this guy could only afford a cardboard box. While collecting the valuables, he accidentally knocked off the cardboard, giving a full face reveal. Guess what? The owner already knew the guy, so this little reveal led to the crook's arrest. Extra caring customer. This cannabis dispensary either had some very good products or excellent customer service because one of their customers did something the employees wouldn't do for the shop. He first tried to reason with the bandit, then threw a tip jar, chair, and anything he could find until the annoyed bandit just left. Empty-handed. When these bandits entered the store, the employee was quick to get back into the safe room. But these guys came prepared and knew what to target. Even after that, they couldn't open the safe and had to walk back empty-handed. No cash. A betting place where people come and go with cash. Sounds like a crook's dream, right? Well, these guys skipped the research phase and decided to rob a sports betting place with a big rifle, expecting a huge payday. Surprise? The place was cashless. They ended up running back empty-handed. Walk of shame. Getting beers without paying in a store with motion-activated doors can't be that hard, right? Well, that's what this guy thought until one press of the remote by the clerk locked the doors and he had to walk back and return the pack of beer he tried running off with. The clerk's reaction shows this isn't the first time someone tried this stunt. War veteran. This would-be robber pulls out a gun and tries to intimidate the clerk, getting in his face. But before he knows it, there's a gun pointed right back at him. Turns out, he messed with the wrong guy, a war veteran and former prison guard. Kicking Mishap. These two planned a late-night home robbery with the brilliant strategy of kicking the door open. Turns out, they overestimated their leg power. Things got really ugly when the guy on the left, with a gun in his pocket, accidentally shoots himself while trying to break in. Seriously, who carries a loaded gun in their pocket and starts kicking doors? That's a wrap. Which video did you find the most hilarious? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Also make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon so you get notified each time we post a video just for you. Until then, goodbye.